Welcome to the Podcast Central with Jason and Emily. We're here to bring you quick, honest reviews
to make smarter shopping simple.
Let's get started.
Okay, so today
we're diving into a kitchen face-off.
Ooh.
That's got everyone talking. Air fryers versus ovens.
Ooh, this is a good one.
You want to know which one's right for you?
Yes.
And we've got the lowdown from a mountain of research in your own notes.
A mountain.
A mountain.
Okay, so to recap,
Yes.
you're all about speed,
Taste.
energy efficiency, and keeping things easy in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Noted.
Absolutely.
First up, let's tackle the speed demon in the room, the air fryer.
Right out of the gate, air fryers are famous for cooking smaller meals way faster.
Way faster.
Like up to 50% quicker, according to some studies.
Just 50%.
Picture this. Crispy chicken wings in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Versus 30 in the oven.
Okay.
French fries.
Yeah.
Done in half the time. Okay. That's tempting. But I do love roasting a whole pan of veggies in the oven.
Sure.
Does that mean I'm stuck preheating forever with an air fryer?
Good point. Ovens definitely win for big batches and multiple dishes.
Okay.
But even for smaller stuff, that preheating wait with an oven can feel like an eternity. Air fryers, on the other hand, ready to go almost instantly.
Okay. All right. Speed is important, but let's be real. Taste is king. I'm all about that crispy crunch.
Yeah.
And air fryers seem to nail that fried food texture.
They absolutely do.
Without all the oil.
That's their superpower, making things deliciously crispy.
Yes.
But here's a little insider tip. To avoid things drying out, especially with baked goods or thicker meats, try spritzing them with oil or using parchment paper.
Ooh, good tip.
Yeah.
I've definitely had some air fryer fails.
Oh, yeah.
Where things got a little too dried out.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I've also had oven disasters where things cooked unevenly.
Right, and that's where ovens shine. Even cooking, especially for baking cakes or roasting a juicy chicken.
Makes sense.
It's that gentle, all-around heat that you just can't replicate in an air fryer.
So it's a trade-off. Crispy crunch versus perfectly even cooking.
Exactly.
It sounds like we need to consider what we cook most often to decide which is better.
Exactly. Speaking of trade-offs, let's talk energy efficiency.
Okay, let's do it.
This is where things get really interesting, especially with energy costs being what they are these days.
Oh yeah, my wallet feels that.
Yeah.
So which one's the energy saver?
Air fryers take the crown here, hands down. They use significantly less energy.
Less energy.
Sometimes up to 75% less
75%?
than an oven for the same task.
Wow.
That smaller size and quicker cooking time mean they're not blasting heat for as long.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, 75% less. That's a huge difference. But hold on. I thought gas ovens were supposed to be cheaper to run than electric ones.
That can be true depending on your energy rates.
Okay.
Even a gas oven is still going to be slower than an air fryer. So you're using more energy over time.
So air fryers are winning so far.
It sounds like it.
Okay, so for speed, A&D energy savings, air fryers are looking pretty appealing right now.
Yeah.
But can they really match the sheer variety of things you can do in a good old-fashioned oven? I mean, we're talking baking, roasting, broiling, the whole shebang.
You're right. Ovens are like the Swiss Army knives of the kitchen.
Totally.
But here's where it gets interesting. Air fryers are catching up.
What?
A lot of the newer models have settings beyond just fry.
Oh, really?
They can bake, roast, dehydrate. Some even have specific settings for things like pizza or cookies.
Hold on. Pizza in an air fryer. Are we talking actual good pizza?
It might surprise you, but yeah, some people swear by it.
Right.
They say the crust gets incredibly crispy.
Okay.
Of course, you're limited by the size of the air fryer basket, but for a quick personal pizza, it could be a game changer.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
I know, right?
So it's not just about frying anymore. It's about air cooking. This is getting complicated.
Well, it's about figuring out what you actually need in a kitchen appliance.
Okay.
Do you really use all those fancy oven functions?
Yeah.
Or does your cooking style lean towards quicker, simpler meals? Yeah. That's the key question.
That is the key question.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say I'm convinced.
Okay.
And ready to ditch my oven cleaning nightmare.
Oh.
Forever.
The dreaded oven cleaning?
Are air fryers really that much easier to clean?
Oh, absolutely. No more battling burnt-on spills and caked-on grease.
Music to my ears.
Most air fryers have dishwasher-safe parts and non-stick surfaces.
Okay.
Making cleanup a breeze.
That sounds heavenly. But wait a minute. What about cooking in multiple batches? If I'm making dinner for my family, won't I end up cleaning the air fryer basket a million times?
You bring up a good point.
Okay.
The smaller size of an air fryer means you might have to cook in stages.
Right.
Which could negate some of that cleaning convenience.
Okay, so maybe it's not a total win for air fryers on the cleaning front.
Right.
It's more like a trade-off.
Yeah.
Easier to clean, but potentially more frequent cleaning depending on how much you're cooking.
Exactly. Again, it all comes back to your cooking style and household size.
Okay.
Let's talk money now.
Right.
Because cost is a big factor when you're adding a new appliance to your kitchen arsenal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What's the damage for each of these contenders?
Air fryers are generally much more budget-friendly upfront.
Okay.
You can find a good quality one for around $100 to $250.
Okay.
Ovens, on the other hand, can set you back anywhere from $500 to well over $2,000.
Wow.
Depending on all the bells and whistles.
Whoa, that's a big difference. But I guess we have to consider the long-term costs too, right?
Absolutely. Remember how we talked about air fryers being energy misers?
Uh-huh.
Well, that translates to lower energy bills month after month.
Okay.
Plus, you're not using any frying oil, which saves money there too.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so air fryers win on upfront cost and ongoing savings.
Yeah. Case closed, right? Not so fast. While ovens have a higher initial price tag, they can actually consolidate your appliances.
Ooh, tell me more.
Think about it. Your oven can replace your toaster oven.
Okay.
Your slow cooker.
Yeah.
Maybe even your microwave if you don't use it much.
Interesting.
That could save you money and precious counter space in the long run.
You got a point. It's like a long-term investment.
It is.
Especially if you choose a multifunctional oven.
Exactly.
So it's not as simple as just looking at the sticker price. We're going to have to weigh all these factors carefully.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all answer here.
Right.
It's about understanding your needs, your cooking habits,
Yep.
and your budget to make the better decision for your kitchen.
This is a lot to digest.
You know, as we were digging into all this research, I was struck by how our relationship with these appliances has changed.
Oh, tell me more. I'm intrigued.
Well, it used to be that ovens were the undisputed heart of the kitchen, right? The go-to for everything from holiday feasts to simple weeknight dinners. But air fryers have shaken things up.
They have.
Bringing back that love for quick and easy cooking.
Totally. It's like they've given us permission to be more spontaneous in the kitchen.
Yes.
You don't need to plan a whole elaborate meal
Right.
to enjoy something delicious and crispy.
Exactly. And I think that's a big part of their appeal.
Yeah.
Especially for people with busy lives.
For sure.
They fit perfectly into our fast-paced world where we want delicious food without the fuss.
I know. I've definitely been favoring my air fryer lately. It's just so much quicker and easier for those nights.
Yeah.
When I don't feel like spending hours in the kitchen.
For sure.
But what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about air fryers?
That's a great question. I think many people still assume they're only good for frying things, like French fries and chicken nuggets. But like we talked about, they're actually quite versatile. You can roast veggies, bake cookies, even reheat leftovers in an air fryer. It's all about exploring what works for you.
You're right. The name air fryer is kind of misleading, isn't it?
It is.
It's more like air cooking, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
It's a whole new way of thinking about cooking.
Exactly. It's about opening up possibilities and not being limited by what you think an appliance should do.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask, what about misconceptions people have about ovens? Any myths we need to bust there?
I think some people find ovens intimidating, especially the newer models with all their fancy settings and features.
Right.
They might seem complicated or difficult to use, but honestly, they're not that scary once you get the hang of them.
Right.
There are tons of resources online and in cookbooks to help you master your oven.
That's a good point. It can feel overwhelming at first, but like anything else, practice makes perfect.
It does.
And once you start experimenting, you'll discover a whole world of culinary possibilities.
Absolutely. Ovens are all about versatility. So don't be afraid to get creative and try new things. Experiment with different cooking techniques and flavors to find what you love.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yes.
what's the one key takeaway you want listeners to remember about air fryers versus ovens?
I think the biggest takeaway is that there is no clear winner.
Okay.
Both appliances have their strengths and weaknesses, and the best choice really boils down to individual needs and cooking styles.
I couldn't agree more. It's all about finding the appliance that best fits your lifestyle and helps you create delicious food that you and your family or friends will love.
Exactly, because ultimately that's what matters most, right?
Right.
Enjoying the process and savoring those tasty results.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
We've talked about the general pros and cons, but I think it would be helpful to walk through some specific real-world cooking scenarios.
Yes.
That way our listeners can really envision how each appliance might fit into their lives. Ready to dive into some examples?
Absolutely. Let's bring these appliances to life and see how they perform in different cooking situations.
All right, let's get practical. We've talked pros and cons.
Yeah.
But seeing how these appliances handle real-life cooking is key.
Absolutely. Let's paint a picture. You're a busy professional.
Okay.
Get home late and just want a quick, healthy dinner for one.
Sounds familiar. Some nights I'm tempted to just order takeout.
In those moments, an air fryer is your best friend.
Okay.
Toss some salmon fillets and chopped veggies in the basket, season them up, and boom, dinner's ready in under 15 minutes.
Wow, that's faster than delivery.
Right?
And probably way healthier, too.
Probably.
So air fryers win for solo meals.
It sounds like it.
But what if I'm cooking for a family or a group of friends?
For a crowd, especially a multi-course meal, an oven is the clear winner.
Okay.
You need that space and flexibility to handle various dishes in larger quantities.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying to cook a Thanksgiving feast in an air fryer.
Right. It would be a logistical nightmare. For big gatherings or elaborate meals, ovens reign supreme, but what about baking?
Yeah.
We've said ovens excel at it, but can air fryers hold their own?
I'm curious about that, too. I wouldn't have thought to bake anything in air fryer except maybe those frozen snacks.
You might be surprised. I've had fantastic results baking cookies in an air fryer.
Really?
They get those crispy edges and chewy centers that everyone loves.
I have to try that. But I'm guessing you can only bake a small batch at a time.
True, you're limited by the air fryer size, but for a personal dessert or a couple of cookies, it's a fun and surprisingly effective option.
Okay, we've covered some great scenarios. So after this deep dive, what's the final verdict? Team air fryer or team oven?
We've said it throughout this deep dive, but it really comes down to your needs and priorities in the kitchen.
Okay.
Do you crave speed, convenience, and that crispy air fry texture?
Yeah.
Then an air fryer might be your new culinary soulmate.
Okay.
But if you value the versatility, capacity, and even cooking of an oven, stick with your trusty appliance.
Well said. It's been a fascinating exploration of these kitchen powerhouses. Hopefully our listeners feel empowered to choose the best appliance for their cooking adventures.
Absolutely. The most important thing is to have fun in the kitchen and enjoy those delicious results.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ready to make your kitchen awesome. Check out the links in the description for our top-rated air fryers and ovens.
Thanks for tuning in to the Podcast Central with Jason and Emily. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment.